Hi everybody. Today I'm going to be making a very quick meal. It's very easy. It's chicken stir fry with teriyaki sauce, and I did not make my own teriyaki sauce. These are things that you can buy ready made. So if you're in a rush, come home, put it together. It's probably done the minute the chicken is done. You put the vegetables in, you add your teriyaki. In a couple of minutes, you'll have beautiful chicken vegetable stir fry with teriyaki sauce. Uh, my better half is actually recording this, which is James. He's the other retired guy. He's going to be retiring soon, so when he does, you'll be able to meet him. But he does exist. He is the man behind the camera. So let's get to it. Okay, so I'm going to basically give you the ingredients on what you need. There aren't many, so I'm going to show you now what you need to actually make this dish. You're going to need 2 pounds of chicken cutlet cut up in square pieces. You're going to need a bag of mixed vegetables. I like to get the frozen bag of mixed vegetables. It saves time on chopping up the vegetables, getting vegetables that you're probably not going to eat again. So I'm thinking Petra's Farms actually has a mixed vegetable. So I keep a couple of the bags of those in the freezer. Defrost them before you use them. You're going to need a half a cup of teriyaki sauce. I use the Kikkoman's teriyaki sauce. This is the original. This is absolutely delicious. You're going to need salt and pepper to taste. For the rice, because this is going to be going over rice, you're going to need 1 cup of rice. For every cup of rice, you're going to need 2 cups of water. This will actually serve 3 to 4 people, but I'm afraid if I do 1 cup, a half a cup, it may not really be enough for me and James. So I love rice. James likes rice. So I'm going to use 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of water. I use Carolina rice. Follow the instructions behind the bags on how to cook it, and it should come out perfect. So I'm going to season my chicken cutlet. So I'm going to ground some fresh black pepper. And I am going to put some salt. Don't over salt it. You can actually put the rest on the vegetables if you want to. Okay, stir up the chicken. And drizzle a little bit of oil. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my frying pan ready. I'm going to actually heat up the frying pan, and we're going to start by cooking the chicken. Once the chicken is done, I normally take the chicken out. Okay, so my chicken is all seasoned with salt and pepper. You really don't need anything else. I did add the olive oil in there. So the next thing we're going to do is going to go over to the stove, and we're going to put the stove on medium. You're going to put some oil in your frying pan, and you're going to wait for that to get hot. So while we're waiting for that to get hot, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Okay, so we're going to put the chicken in. And you could just keep stirring it until the chicken is done. This should cook very, very quickly. So once this is done, like I said, I like to take the chicken out and then put my vegetables in. So make sure your heat is on medium. I got a clean bowl for my chicken. So we're going to wait for this to cook. As you can see, it's cooking very nicely already. And while that's cooking, in the back, you're going to have a pot for your rice. So We're going to start off with 2 cups of water. We're going to put the flame on. Again, we're going to put this one on high, and then we'll put it in between high and medium. So we have 2 cups of water, 1 cup of our Carolina rice. I like to put in just a dash of salt. Stir it up. Cover it and let that cook. Back to the chicken, just stir it up a little bit more. If your flame is a little bit high, just lower it more. I happen to be cooking on an electric stove. I am used to cooking on a gas stove. I would prefer a gas stove. You can regulate the heat a lot better on a gas stove. For some reason, everything is going electric, which kind of stinks. When you have an electric stove, when you lower it or when you shut it off, the burner still stays hot, so it makes no sense. On a gas stove, when you lower it, you can regulate the flame. When you shut it off, it's literally off. It's not hot anymore. So I rather cook with a gas stove as opposed to electric. Unfortunately, I have no choice, so I do the best I can with the electric stove. So this is cooking very, very nicely. Again, if you feel it's too high, just lower the heat. And we'll come back to that in a minute. Okay, as you can see, it's starting to caramelize, so I like a little bit of caramelization on some of them, meaning that it's going to brown a little. I like a little bit of brownness on the chicken. You can take it out when you feel it's ready, but I do like it when there is a little bit of caramelization on the chicken. So I'm going to cook this for a couple of minutes more, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do the vegetables next. Okay, so I have a nice caramelization on the chicken, so I'm going to remove the chicken from the pot. And I'm just going to let that sit. Okay. Okay. In the same sauce, in the same pot, I'm going to add my mixed vegetables. Now remember, I salt and peppered these before, so I have to be careful with the salt because James turns around and tells me all the time that I cook too much with salt. So I'm just going to be a little careful with salt. I'm not going to add any more. I do have a correction on the rice, by the way. When the water comes to a boil, you add your rice in. You don't add your rice in the minute you pour your water in. You have to put your 2 cups of water in first. Bring the water to a boil. Add your rice inside. Stir it. Add a pinch of salt. Put it on a simmer. Cover it and let it cook for 20 minutes without it being disturbed. So that's a correction. So remember, 2 cups of water in first. Bring it to a boil. Add your rice. A pinch of salt. Lower the temperature to simmer. Cover it and let it sit for about 20 minutes. Or follow the instructions on the back of your rice package. Again, I use Carolina, so if it's Carolina rice, you want to cook it for about 20 minutes. Do not touch the rice. I know you have people want to open up the lid and they want to stir it around. Leave it alone, let it cook. It will do its thing on its own. In about 20 minutes it shall be done. So I have my vegetables in here, and I'm going to let them cook just for a little bit on their own before I add anything else. So let's wait for these to cook, and then we'll come back and we'll add some more stuff to it. Okay, so the vegetables are basically cooked. Again, all you have to really do is just steaming them in a frying pan. So now what I like to do is I like to incorporate my chicken again. So we're going to add the chicken back in. Give that a stir. Again, remember, watch the salt. You could pepper it, but be careful about the salt. You could always add salt when you're actually sitting down to eat dinner. So I'm just going to add a little bit more fresh pepper. Okay. Stir. My rice is coming along very nicely. Okay, so now that this is all incorporated, the next step is the teriyaki. I have a half a cup here. Alright, so I'm going to pour that in. You can make your own teriyaki from scratch. I mean, people do. Unfortunately, I think it's time consuming for me. I like to eat in a hurry, so Coleman's is actually a good, Kikkoman is actually a good teriyaki. So as you can see, it's coming along really nicely. Give it a good mix. A half a cup is all you need. You don't want to overkill it with teriyaki sauce. So this is going to simmer for about 5 or 10 minutes. I'm going to put it on low. I'm going to let it simmer on its own. And the minute the rice is done, we can start plating. What I'll do is when the rice is done, we'll start plating it up. I'll show you what the 2 finished plates look like. And then me and James are going to sit down and eat. Again, this takes probably about 25 to a half hour to do. The minute the rice is done, your meal will be done. So it's very quick and easy. It's healthy for you because rice is good for you. You've got the vegetables. Chicken is good with protein, so that's good. You can actually substitute the chicken with steak, bits of steak. You could also do it with shrimp. That's very good also. Some people do teriyaki with salmon. I think that's a no because salmon's going to break up. It's going to turn into mush. So if you're going to do anything kind of fish-like, whatever, I would use the shellfish and I would use the shrimp. You may even be able to do scallions. Scallions, I think, scallops will actually hold up really, really well in this. I love scallops, so you may be able to do scallops also. I love it with the chicken. So once the rice is done, we'll plate this up and we'll show you the finished product. Okay, so the rice is done and my teriyaki is also done. So I'm going to start plating it up. So let's do the rice first. Okay, first thing you want to do is you want to start off with a bed of rice. My rice came out a little bit sticky, but that's okay because I kind of like sticky rice, so. Okay, so. So that's my rice. That's my rice all done. And now we're going to get the teriyaki. So my teriyaki's done. Okay, so just right on top. And I was only going to make a half a cup of rice. Thank God I made the 1 cup. So like I said, this could probably feed 3 people. But I don't like being chintzy on the teriyaki. And that's clean off my plate. Clean off this plate. And there you go. That is our dinner for tonight. That is chicken with stir-fried vegetables with teriyaki sauce over white rice. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's very easy to make. Again, everything that I made, I purchased already made. The teriyaki I did not make myself. So you can make your own teriyaki. A lot of people do, but if you want to just, if you don't have the time to do that, a lot of people just don't have time, just buy it ready made. I would buy the one that I showed you, which is the Kirkman's, which is this one here. The Kikkoman's, this one here. I would use this one because this has everything you need. It's, I think, the best teriyaki that you can actually buy. So I would use this teriyaki sauce. Again, chicken breasts, you cut them up in little pieces, and mixed vegetables, a bag from Bird's Eye. Keep a couple in your freezer. You can use this with steak, you can use it with shrimp, and you can also use it with scallops. So tonight we're going to be doing it with chicken. So I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the like button as well. And watch for more videos to come. Have a good night, everyone.